Well, hi.
There he is.
Is it pronounced pools or is it
Pulse, like in your wrist, but without the E.
cool beans?
Yeah.
Cool beans. Do you know Josh personally or is it more
I
like a friend?
do. I've known Josh forever. I would go to Valor at our church restoration, and I would go downstairs and hang out with him during lunch or like at the end
Yeah.
when our moms would be talking and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
My mom was
yeah.
his math and science teacher.
well,
Yeah.
that's very cool, very fun. My goodness. Thanks for coming on the show and for agreeing to do
Yeah.
an interview and everything.
100%. I am honored to be here.
Josh, would you like to take us off?
Yeah.
We'll get to know each other on
First
the
off, tell us about how you found the Lord.
good one.
So, how I found the Lord. Well, been raised a Christian my whole life, and I have very loving family and grandparents that took me to church and stuff. And my grandparents, for either my birthday or Christmas, they got me this there's this ventriloquist. I don't know what his name was. He would basically had this puppet called Louie that it was Dan and Louie, and they would do all these like shows. And I got a CD of like their things, and they would go through Bible stories, and basically Dan would tell Louie, the ventriloquist dummy, all these Bible stories. And so in one of Bible stories, he talking about like, and this is when I'm like 5 years old or something. He was like talking and like basically said a prayer like, would you want to ask Jesus into your heart with Louis, the ventriloquist dummy? And so
Whoa.
then I was like, okay. And I accepted Jesus in my heart right then and there. And as we were driving down the road listening to it, I was like, Mom, I just accepted Jesus in my heart at 5 years old. So yeah, and I've been in the church for ever since. So
That is the first salvation story I've ever heard where a dummy led you to Christ.
I know.
Well, at
It's
least this,
crazy.
obviously you made a music video. You're
Yeah.
passionate about music. When did
Yeah.
that start? You got saved at 5. When did the music start?
So, so I wrote my first song when I was like 7 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't have any musical experience or anything. I just put some words together. It was in like a pop rock style. And it was like
Nice.
talking about how this world isn't our home. It was like, we are aliens. This world is not our home. We are aliens. We have a city of our own. It was like so stupid, but
Oh,
like,
I
like,
like that.
it's so cheesy. And like it was great, but like that was like I think the first song I ever like really remember writing. My mom has a video that's probably even earlier than that of me creating my own lyrics to a Jamie Grace song. Like this
I know
basically
that.
small artist that collabed with Toby Mac a long time ago,
Mhm.
Christian artist, and literally, just sitting there like singing my own random lyrics. I've always just been like very creative,
Mhm.
and basically then around I would say 15 or 16, I had been playing music and playing guitar for a while, and I downloaded this app called BandLab that
Mm.
you basically can create songs in. And so I dragged some loops in and made a song, and that was like the beginning of like really my musical career in a sense of like knowing like, okay, I want to start writing music and stuff on my phone. And I recorded it in like, crappy earbuds that were like $5, like, just like recording little demos and stuff. I kind of feel like I need to kind of explain a little bit of my backstory. I got on a plane when I was 6 weeks old and started traveling the country. My dad does hail damage repair on cars, and my mom didn't want to be at home for 6 months out of the year while my dad was traveling. So we would travel with him. So I've been all over the United States since 6 weeks till I was like 15-ish or something. We traveled
Whoa.
every summer with my dad's job. So I was kind of all over the place. I like to say I was born in a hotel room, raised in a camper. That's kind of like the origins of me. And so like when I downloaded BandLab, I was like, working with my dad out on the road in like Minnesota or something. And I downloaded it and started writing songs.
Random question
Yeah.
from the Alien song to let's say the Dream song, the one that I
Yeah.
just watched.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many songs have you written?
Fully complete songs, probably like 20-ish, but ideas that like, I have like a chorus, a verse, like over 100, like probably 150 at this point. Just
Wow.
random demos on my computer and voice memos on my phone of grabbing a guitar and just going for it. But yeah, so
In your opinion, what's the easiest? Is it writing the lyrics or finding the tune?
I think it's different for everyone because for me, I will sit down and I'm just like need to decompress or something, or just like, have had a day at work, whatever. And I grab my guitar and I set my phone down and press record and then I just play and whatever comes out, comes out. I just recorded a song today actually with one of my buddies that just was a one take voice memo that I just recorded. This might be going a little bit deep into the question, but like I think when it comes to lyrics, it depends on what you're trying to explain. For me, like whenever I'm writing a song, I really like to have a point or a reason that I'm writing a song. I think songs about, girlfriends, boyfriends are great, whatever. But like I like having songs that are just like where I'm at in my life, what I'm going through. So I wrote a song called Bloom, and basically the whole thing behind that song is about blooming and growing. And I was in a season, just a really dry season in my walk with the Lord and spiritually, to where I was just like, I don't know, can I bloom? That song kind of wrote around that. Well, other songs, like I have another song that I'm going to be releasing at some point called Old Car. And that song I originated from basically trying to write a song every day until I got to 10,000 followers on Instagram. I made it to 9 days. But the first day I had this really cool song idea that I released on Instagram. And so I turned that into a song and I'm trying to work on getting that out. And that one, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it means and like what the deep meaning behind it is. But it sounds cool. So I don't know. Glory to God through it, right?
Was Dreams your first music video?
Dreams was my first music video. So I did it with Josh's brother, Miles. He's going to film school. And
Oh,
so he was kind of the brains behind that. I wanted to do a music video for Dreams, and then Miles really came in and made it into what it is now. He really went in there and just, oh my gosh, he had so many crazy ideas, and we just tried to pull them off. For it to come to fruition, it was over 10 months or more. After like planning, we spent probably like 3 months just planning for it, and then another like I think we filmed for a total of like 3 days straight. So like 3 10-hour days, 12-hour days.
oh,
And then the prep leading up to that, like we built a freestanding wood door. That red door in the music video is like literally we constructed that, and that door is a solid wood door. That door itself is probably like 50 pounds. And so it's like trying to support that on like a frame while making it look cool and not weird was so hard. We spent 10 hours just on that door. It was insane.
you said spent months planning it. What went all into the planning? Just like the storyboarding? Was it like location
Yeah,
scouting?
all of the above. I mean, we sat at like a coffee shop in Pagosa for a lot of it and just like talked about the story. Miles did almost all the storyboarding and script writing and all that, and I'm thankful for it because I had no idea what I was doing when it comes to something that technical. For a first music video, I'm very proud of what we
Oh, it's
accomplished.
phenomenal.
Now, this might be kind of embarrassing to ask. I'm very unfamiliar with the musical world as a whole. What
Yeah.
does Vivo mean?
So as far as I know, Vivo is a music video distribution platform, and like I think it's also an app that you can go watch music videos on, and it's like specifically for that. I bet they probably represented something but way back in the day for music videos before. The music industry has changed so much when it comes to like
Yeah.
being independent just because of where we're at now.
It looks like you have a Vivo, like
I do.
Daniel Puls.
I do. I kind of messed that up. It's part of the process, man. It's just figuring it out and like messing so many things up. My first song released, I was trying to release it as a collaboration between me and my buddy Mario, because Mario already had some music on Spotify. And so I put in the name thing in our distribution service we use, DistroKid. I put in there Pulse with a comma, Mario Kolostoff. And then my artist name ended up becoming across all platforms, Pulse Mario Kolostoff, without the proper like collaboration. So I had to figure all that out and like change my name. And to this day, one of my songs, Home, is not on my Apple Music page. It's just one of those things, figuring that out.
It sounds complicated.
It is. It is.
So you talk about how your music is almost like your journal, like journaling to the Lord.
Yeah.
What books of the Bible would you say was most influential in writing some of your songs?
and a lot of my stuff isn't necessarily based straight off scripture. I only have a handful of songs that are that. But I would say for me, it's more of a journal of my walk with the Lord, how I was feeling in the season that I wrote that song. Like, for example, my first song, Home, like I was literally not home when I wrote it. I was in Wyoming doing some work, and it was like my heart cry of like how I want to go back home. The thing that I love to do in music is bring it back to the Lord, because I think it's important to not just have like a song with no conclusion in the sense of like where I stand. Even in that song, I brought it back to associating like home as like, the Father's house, and like desire and journey to go there and to be with the Lord. I don't know. It's mainly just like this thing of decompressing and prayer to the Lord almost. Like I have this one song called What Is This? And that song was really cool how it came about, because I literally was just trying to write something to have something to release. And it ended up being this beautiful song just about like Jesus's love. And I was able to express this idea that I heard forever ago. Every time we sin, we're spitting in Jesus's face, saying you weren't enough for me. My heart behind it is like what Jesus has done for me and the things I've learned, sharing that from a
Mhm.
biblical context.
What are some other artists that have been really, really influential?
21 Pilots is definitely one of my favorites. I'm like a blender of like 21 Pilots, Half Alive, Noah Kahan, Maverick City music.
That's better than my
Randomly.
mix.
You,
My mix, I kid you not, you'll be listening to my playlist and all of a sudden you'll hear some polka.
I was
I
about to
can't
ask
help it.
Daniel, do you like polka? Do you ever
I
listen to
have
polka?
I have not personally delved into the depths of polka music. I feel like the last time I heard the word polka used was on an episode of Veggie Tales, but I could be wrong.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, dude.
oh
He
my
gets a
gosh.
gold star for bringing up VeggieTales on the show.
What would you say is the most influential song that you made to you? And then what do you think is the most influential song that you made to your fans?
Actually, a lot of the songs I've released I haven't been happy with, and I'm kind of a perfectionist. Almost every song has been influential to me in a way of just shaping my artistry and growing my
Hmm.
faith. I think Bloom, though, has a special place in my heart, but then also every song just building me up
Yeah.
along the way, and kind of, as you said, like that diary of just like this was a phase I was at in my life, and now I'm moving on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And I think to my fans, Home was crazy. People still listen to that song, and it still gets streams every month. One of the songs that really has impacted me, I haven't released yet, and it's this song called To Be in Pieces, just talking about how it's okay to be broken and that it's not
Mm.
like the end of the story. Honestly, one of my favorite songs I've ever wrote.
Have you had the chance to perform live before?
So I have hundreds of hours playing worship music for my church, but that's almost like one of the things about that is it's almost like it's just a different animal playing live in front of an audience, playing your own songs. Me and my buddy Mario decided to do an open mic at a place in our hometown, and we were both getting on stage. We were like, shaking, and there was literally 5 people in this bar besides our friends, and that was it. Both played hundreds of hours of worship, and like we were like so nervous just to like be in front of people, and it's just different. You have to like entertain the crowd and like make memorable moments, and just different than worship music. I am looking to play live. I really want to do a show, and I wish I could be like, go get tickets in my bio because like and, on this podcast and doing it, but we don't have any set dates yet. But we are practicing for a live show. Playing live is one word, and then there's the 200 plus things that you need to think about. Are we having a light show? Are we having backing tracks?
Mm.
Are we going to have like a click in the background to keep us on time? Are we going to have merch to sell? Because you should probably bring merch. You need someone to video, you need someone to take pictures. It's like all the things just to get out the door and just play.
How do you overcome creative discouragement?
Oh, you don't. No, I'm
Ah!
joking. That's like probably one of the biggest struggles I've had being an artist, because sometimes I can't listen to music on Spotify because of how I can get discouraged by other small
Mm.
bands, being successful. And it's like this kind of, turn into the green-eyed monster in a sense of, well, my stuff is just as good as their stuff, so why haven't I,
Mm.
gained this success, gained this? I used to get so angry because I was trying to make music on my My buddy sold me a laptop for 150 bucks, like a Mac laptop. It's so slow. It's from like 2015. It has like no RAM. It would just randomly shut off. So you'd be in like the middle of making a song and just boom, your laptop dies, even if it's at full battery. And so, biggest thing to overcome creative discouragement is one, just knowing that you aren't these people that you're listening to. It's so
Mhm.
easy to sit there and compare yourself with like 21 Pilots or somebody and be like, oh yeah, I could do that. When you don't see the 1,000+ hours of discouragement that they've had and things
Mm.
they've had to wrestle through to get to their place. Like I watched this video of Lizzie McAlpine making her album. He was stressed out of her mind working on this album, right? Because she was so worried about it sounding the way she wanted it to sound. And it was actually encouraging to me to see her stressed because I was like, other artists struggle with this too, you know? It's just everyone would be creative if it was easy. I don't know. I think it's also the Lord too. Like I've really been wrestling with surrendering my craft to the Lord. I am only doing this because you want me to. You know, I love making music.
Mm.
I think it'd be a cool job, but like I don't get to control anything. If my song releases and I've put the hours in for promotion and ads or whatever, and it does nothing, okay. In conclusion of how I deal with that, one, just giving it to the Lord, and two, just it's okay to fail. If you don't have failure, you're not gonna grow.
So I kind of feel like this next question you kind of already answered, but
Go for it.
final words of advice for people who want to go down the same path as you.
It's important to start.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. I saw a quote on Instagram. Just make it exist first. You can make it better later.
Mm.
I mean, from my personal experience, I always wanted to write a song, but I always discouraged myself and couldn't do it until I literally had someone sit down with me and basically be like, okay, we're going to write a song. Let's do it. And we wrote a song together and it was awful. It was so bad. I don't think I could even write something as bad as how bad that song was, but it was good. And that opened the door like, oh, I can actually do this. I can actually write music. And then from there, you know, I have almost 12, 11 songs out on Spotify. I would say too, just like creative criticism is like the key to success.
One of your dreams is to go on concert, but what would be some of your other dreams?
I really want to help other artists if I ever get a platform. Like, I
Mm.
want to be able to. I was literally thinking about making a video course at some point. Like, if I ever do find success, here is what you need to do. Because I felt like for me, a lot of people are like almost gatekeeping the things about being an artist that you have to figure out. There's no one really like helping these younger artists grow unless they're, you know, the most talented of the bunch.
So, Daniel, on this show, we have a segment called Audio Ad Libs. You want to do
I'm
it?
so down. I'm so down.
Oh, okay.
I'm so down.
The premise is two kids go cow tipping, but the cow talks. Well, here we are, Billy Bob, in Arizona at a cow farm. You ready to go to cow tipping in the dead of night?
I can't believe you would bring me out here to do this.
Well, you didn't actually think I was taking you to the movies, like I said, did you, buddy? Now let's go cow tipping. Look,
Okay.
there's one right over there. What?
Okay.
What?
Ooh.
Hear it?
I hear it. Yes,
Oh.
I hear the cow.
All right. I'm taking my hands. I'm putting it on the side of the cow.
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm gonna
that's the spot right there.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
What?
Oh, keep on going.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna push. Oh wow.
That cow talked.
You're bothered by that?
Of course I'm bothered by the cow that can talk.
Well, it is Arizona. And scene. Sorry.
That was awesome. That was great.
Any final plugs for our listeners?
Yes. Daniel Puls on Spotify. You can go stream my new song Sideways on Instagram at feelthepulse.com.
Links in the description.
Links in the description. Heck yeah. Well,
Well-
thank you guys so much for letting me be on. I really appreciate it. It's
Thank
so
you.
All right. Well, until next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.